Please welcome Captain John Little and get ready to take notes because today we're having a Fishing Hooks 101 lesson.
Exactly,
am I right?
we are. We're right.
Okay.
So there's thousands of hooks to choose from. Whenever you get to Academy or if you get out to Roy's Bait and Tackle, anywhere in a Corpus local bend, there are thousands and thousands of hooks to choose from.
It can be overwhelming.
It's very overwhelming. So what I did is kind of narrowed it down for you. We have 5 hooks here. These 5 hooks are the typical hooks that you're going to see most guides and most successful fishermen use around our area.
All right.
So we're going to start out with the Kahle hook, which is exactly what we were using on our fishing trip when we went together. And this hook right here is a very good hook for live bait. Whenever you hook up a live shrimp, a live croaker, even live crab, anything live can swim freely with this, and that's the main objective, is to try to get your bait to look like it's natural, like it's swimming freely, like there's nothing hooked onto it. This hook does that for you. Now the next hook, it's a little more complex. This is the treble hook. The treble hook is been around, it's been around for years and years. I remember whenever I was 4 or 5 years old, getting these things stuck in my fingers because there's so many barbs and so many
ways
hooks
to get stuck with that thing.
So that being said, it does the same thing to the fish whenever they eat it. So it's a very good hook to increase your catch rate. So
What kind of bait are we using with these?
Same thing. You can use this for live shrimp. You can use this for live piggy perch, live croaker. You can use this pretty much in the same manner as you use the Kahle hook. But
what's your method? Because with the Kahle hook, you can go through and still keep that shrimp alive or whatever the bait is. How are we baiting them on here?
You're going to use one of the barbs instead of all 3 of the barbs for the live. If you're using it for dead, of course, you're going to utilize every single barb that you have. So whenever you hook on a piece of dead shrimp on here, you'd start with the head and you would hook the head here and then wrap the body around naturally. You know how they curl? So the curl of the shrimp will naturally roll around this bait and you will hook the tail on the very last hook. And it'll be a perfect little round bait that's sitting there. Just looks like a dead piece of shrimp laying on the bottom. Your black drum, even the trout, they're gonna suck it up just like it's normal. Definitely.
So I feel like maybe for a beginner, we're better off with this one because the bait is more likely to stay on and it's less
This hook is a lot less going on. You're not going to have to worry about too much with the Kahle hook. Like I said, there's less there for the bait to drag through the water, so it's going to look more natural. With the treble hook, if you're having a hard time catching, sometimes people will have a hard time hooking up with these Kahle hooks, so you switch over to the treble, and of course with more
there's more ways
barbs,
to get stuck there,
exactly. Your catch rate's going to go up.
Are those a pain to take out once you've caught the fish?
They are. A lot of my clients, whenever I take clients out that use artificials, a lot of times these are the #1 hooks that I'm removing from either the inside, you can see on my hand I have several scars from it to where we've had to take several out. So
leave it to the professionals.
This hook is probably the most dangerous, getting stuck into the skin. And then we can move on to another hook here. This actually originated in the bass fishing, freshwater world, and it's a weighted. You can see how the weight holds it down naturally on the bottom whenever you're dragging it across the bottom. Of course, it's going to drag your bait behind it naturally. And it's just a weighted hook. That's all it is. It's just got a small piece of lead that's attached to it. And unlike the Kahle hook, it's got the weight on it. So instead of having a weight drag down your leader line, the weight just holds the hook down for you. So that's another good for drum on the bottom and also for redfish on the bottom. And then, of course, you have the jig head. The jig head, it's the exact same thing as the other with the weight attached to the shank of it, but this one has it right on the head of it. And if you remember last week's segment, we did the soft plastics.
That's right.
This is the #1 hook for rigging up a soft plastic lure. Although you can use a soft plastic on this hook as well, this jig head is primarily the #1 use for around this area. So that kind of, it narrows it down for you. Whenever you go to Academy, you don't have to sit and worry about all of these thousands of hooks. These 5 hooks right here will get the job done for you. Don't get sucked into the gimmicks of these wonderful big monster hooks and everything. This is a specialized hook for offshore fishing and for the beach fishing. It's a huge shark hook. It's a circle hook, and they do have them in the smaller, but this, I just wanted y'all to be able to see. There are a lot of big different hooks out there. don't get sucked into.
You can catch your next boyfriend with this hook. I don't know if he'll want to come back though, if he'll want to stick around. Well, I know I learned a lot. I didn't realize there was so much that went into hooks and what you're using with live bait and the fake bait. So what is it? It's not fake bait. What's it called?
Artificial.
Artificial.
Yep.
It's
fake bait. That's what it is.
We have to be
That's exactly what it
professionals
is.
here.
Artificial.
But if you are working with this guy, make sure that you've got a professional with you to release that fish because that can get pretty dangerous.
It does.
And the last thing you want to do is be in the middle of the water on a boat.
Exactly.
Like, oh, it's stuck in the hand.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you, Captain John Little.
Yes,
We
ma'am.
enjoy having you every week to teach us more and more about how to utilize the beautiful waters here in the coastal bend and head out there and catch some fish.